Hey there, and welcome to Homa Live. Happy Friday, everybody. Good to see you all in the chat. It is Friday and it is hot, and I hope you are keeping cool where you are. So, super pumped for today. This is going to be the last Google. This is going to be the last masterclass from the team here at Homa for the Game Jam. So, we hope you've enjoyed what we've had for you. Let me get my words out. That is hard. So, we will be back on Monday, where we'll be joined with the team at Google for a Google Masterclass. So keep an eye on your inbox for that. But this will be the last session from us. And if you've enjoyed the sessions here, please do hit the like and all that kind of stuff to let us know that you want to see some more of this. For anyone who is inside Homa Labs right now, you will be able to view our live streams as per normal on a Friday. But we'll be sending out some details for that. But yeah, I've really personally enjoyed all these masterclasses. It's been so amazing to get the expertise from all the publishing managers and the especially Katia doing the CPI videos this time around. But without further ado, we haven't stopped yet, because I am joined with Yvan today, and I'm going to welcome him on now. So Yvan, thank you for joining with us today. How you doing?
Hello, Kevin. I'm doing great. Thrilled to be here. I've been following all of the streams so far, and let me tell you that you've been doing an amazing job. And the community of developers of Homa are lucky to have you.
Oh well, that is especially kind. So thank you. I appreciate that. It's the pleasure has been all mine. I really enjoy talking with everyone and sharing all the knowledge that you guys have. But before we get into today, and I'm super pumped for today because we're playing one of my favourite games today. Can you tell everyone a little bit about yourself and what you do here at Homer?
Yes, of course. I joined Homa as a publishing manager some months ago at the beginning of January, and I have a background in both marketing and product development. I'm really having the time of my life here. It's a great job where you get the chance, to meet with so many great people, and the studios we work with are truly amazing, very committed, and so far I've been testing a lot of games. As you know, it's a job that requires a lot of passion, because of course from the outside one sees only how shiny a creative world can be, like for example the gaming one, but there is a lot of hard work going in on a daily basis. And as all the devs that work with us and work in the hyper casual business, they know that the majority of the prototypes that you test, they will not see a great audience, and you really have to put in the hard work in order to create a hit game.
Yeah, that's really well put, and it's great to hear that actually, and I don't think that's stressed enough that there is a lot of hard work that goes into all of the games that you see in these charts. You know, there's a little sniff of luck here and there, but for the most part, the work behind the games is very much unseen until it hits the stores. Is is a is a big challenge, and there's a lot of the prototype you first submit will probably be 100 miles away from the game that you end up with that works
Yes,
well. Yeah. So
absolutely,
anyway, listen.
absolutely.
I wanted to. I wanted the reason why I ask for you to introduce yourself, because it's really interesting, because we first met in Paris back in January, or
Mhm.
probably March or something like that, and it was really interesting to see um, you coming in from starting. You actually probably started just after me, really. What do you think's the most surprising thing about the publishing manager role that you maybe hadn't anticipated before joining?
I think it's the fact that you really get to see every aspect of a game, because from marketing to art direction to product development, project management of human resources, and it's such a broad scope. And then, of course, there's my favorite part. That's the creative part where you just sit down and play the games and research the market in order to come up with new crazy ideas. And so I just didn't anticipate how much I would have been doing here. And we really feel, I think, empowered as a product publishing manager, in the way that you feel like a bit of a small entrepreneur inside of the company, because you really have to take ownership of your products, and the decisions that you take are yours, and you're there to sit and live through them and see how they will impact the development of each single game.
Yeah, that's really cool, and I really like the fact that you pointed out that you are your own sort of, I forget what the term is. There's some fancy term for like entrepreneur, but inside a company. I forget the term, but it's very much
Yeah,
like
me,
that.
me too.
Yeah,
I
it's
wanted to say it, and then I was
yeah, I
like,
know
okay,
there's
don't
a really
remember it.
fancy one in there, but I can't
Yeah,
remember it. But yeah, it's like I think it's entrepreneur or something like that. But regardless of
right.
that, yeah, it's the taking ownership of the project, and I think it just goes to really reiterate the fact that when you work with the likes of Homer and the publishing managers, you're working with someone who's totally all in with you.
Mhm.
We want to win together, and I think it's super powerful. And I've said this a few times over the last few weeks, how small of a bucket of games that you get to work with, or bucket of studios, that
Yeah.
essentially you have the time to invest your time into them. So just be mindful of that, everyone. If you're looking for a publishing partner, come on now. We got your back. Listen, so like I said, let's get this underway today. You have a presentation for us, which I'm super pumped to look at.
Yes.
I'm going to hand that over to you now, and let's get going. And I can't wait to watch this one alongside everyone else.
All right, let's start then. So the game that we're looking at today, it's Text or Die. This is an amazing quiz by Rolik, and it's not the most popular hyper casual game in general, but definitely a people favorite across different medias, from TV, board games, mobile games, newspapers, you name it. And the quiz is really nicely paired with a very interesting theme, that it's the survival theme, and the result is an addictive mobile game with a well-crafted feedback loop. So today we will be looking at uh, the concept, the gameplay, the aesthetics, and finally the most important question: why this game? Why has it been such a big success? So, without further ado, let's take a look at this ID card. The publisher, as we said, is Rolik, and the release date has been a bit more than a year. It was last April 2021 when it was published, and ever since it has achieved great results on both iOS and Android in the United States, ranking first among all free games on iOS, and third on Android. Ever since, it has consistently been ranking among the top 20 games, and to date, it has amassed a whopping 28 million downloads. 52% come from Android, 48% instead come from iOS. Of which 12 million, so 42% of all downloads, were from the United States, followed by Great Britain and the Philippines. As we said, this is a quiz, it's a trivia, and it has very nice and well integrated and a very coherent way stacking mechanism. Tap control to enter the answers to the questions, and it's a tournament based, level based game. So let's jump into the core loop of the game. There is nothing crazy. They're not reinventing the wheel here with the core loop, and we have the core mechanic that it's basically to answer to simple questions with the longest words possible. And for each character of your answer, a piece of stack is added under your character. So each level of Text or Die features 5 contestants competing in 3 rounds. And in each round we have a different amount of questions. This is not fixed, and the round is over when someone dies because their stack is not high enough, and they fall in the water because the water is rising after each round, and they basically become shark food, as you can see from the GIF on the right. And after each round that you survive, you get some coins, some other bonus coins, and RV to multiplicate your earnings. And after each round, the prize increases, making it even more addictive. But let's have now a deep look into the gameplay and why is it so fun. So basically, you get a question, and the first thing that you do is you read it and to understand, and then you start typing your answer. With a word, for example, Alaska, that can match the and satisfy the question. But then you try to improve it because you want to find not only the correct answer but also the longest possible. So, for example, here you're switching from Alaska to Alabama, which has one character more, and you type it and you can see the amount of characters that your answer has. You then hit enter in order to see the impact, and this is our short-term goal. So the answer with the longest correct word you can think of. I think here we have one very clue moment of the game, of why the game was so successful, and it's because of the impact that your action has on the game. So if you get a correct answer, each we said that each letter adds a block to the tower on which your game character is standing on. And this is not only a well-known satisfying mechanic in hyper-casual, the vertical stacking, but it's also very, very much functional to the game, as the more blocks you have, the higher your tower will be, and the more distance you can put between yourself and the rising tide. So on the other side, if you get a wrong answer or even an incorrect spelling, no block is added to your tower. The impact number two, it's this very nice and juicy animation. The water rises, and any player whose tower is not high enough falls in the water to become shark food. And of course, the player who survive instead move on to the next question. And this, we can call it our midterm goal. You repeat these steps and survive at each question while other players are eliminated. Finally, the long term goal is to be the last man standing and to win the tournament and start the next one. So, after each tournament, you get this very nice bonus level, which is another game in itself. And you first have this quick timing event where you have to tap at the right time in order to select your topic, and you can see how the topic changes, and you might want to try to get the one that you're more confident in. And once you're inside the game, well, you can add the stacks to earn more money against a multiplier column, and the higher you get, the more you earn, and the final prize is displayed on top of the column, incentivizing you to getting to the top in order to reap that reward. And the difference between the core gameplay, let's say, in this bonus level, is that you always have to answer to the same question, but thinking of different answers. So, for example, in this case, we have to name an animal that lives in a lake, and so we go with beaver, and then we have to think to another one. For example, salamander, a very long one. This player, it's very smart. He knows his words, and there you go. He's almost to the top of the tower. So, on the other hand, in this case, you die as soon as you get the first wrong answer. So there is no room for mistakes. And even if you get a wrong spelling, of course, this is a great moment to give the player NRV in order to try again. This is, of course, very common way to incentivize the player to get that RV in order to start again, start over where he died. If you win, you get to unlock a new character, and of course, you get a good quantity of coins. So in terms of meta, instead, we have different things to unlock. We can unlock new characters, and these actually can be unlocked only through the bonus levels if you win it, or by watching our fees. And then we have the hats and the blocks, so the what makes the stack of your tower. That you can unlock with both the coins that you win by playing the game, or by simply watching an RV. So let's have a look now instead at the aesthetics of the game. Also, in this case, I think the team behind this game did a great job. In terms of camera, we have this third person from the top camera with some good depth. As you can see, you can actually see the island behind, and it's also a tracking camera that follows us while we rise when the blocks are added to the stack. In terms of style, instead, it's clearly a cartoon, and we have an environment that it's this very nice and tropical island with sharks swimming around in the water. The characters instead are very low detail. They have no face, in the sense they have no face features, no nose, eyes, and mouth, and therefore the emotions are communicated only through gestures and body language. And also in this case, you can see how a lot of work went into the game in order to think how to mm, communicate and vehicle the emotions through subtle and little tiny animations. The colors are, of course, bright because we are in a summery vibe with very much saturated colors, and the ocean and the sky become one with a nice gradient at the horizon, in contrast instead with the stacks. This is a key thing in hyper casual games, to have good contrast in order for the viewer a viewer of the ads first, and then the players to really understand the game right away. In terms of textures, finally, there's not much going on here. We can definitely see a very nice water shader with a very small indentation between the stacks that it's barely visible. And this is another point that I really wanted to highlight, because it's not easy to compare the stacks length. And if you're behind, you don't really know by how much exactly, and vice versa if you're leading. And I think this creates a good incentive to always try to respond with the longest and often the most difficult to spell word. Finally, in terms of UI, we can observe a very heavy UI. When the player needs to answer a question, with a lot of buttons uh, that are basically the helps that you can use. This is something that it's very common in all the quiz game TV shows. And you have, for example, the hint, or you can skip the question, or add, for example, 5 blocks to your stack, just like that. Finally, the game, it's very juicy for being a quiz, a trivia game, and there are a lot of animations. We've already talked about this, but going a bit more in depth, we can see that after answering a question, all the answers generally fade in while the UI fades out. And so all the UI is hidden, the buttons, the text field, and the keyboard. Uh, the stacks, of course, are added in the background of the answers with very nice animation, and the water is rising alert is instead displayed while everything else is removed. So when we see the animation of the water rising, the full focus is on this animation, with no other element present on the screen apart from the wording water rising alert. Then the UI fades back in, and the next question is up. Another set of small, tiny, juicy feedback loops are, for example, the fact that sometimes answered are labeled as rare, best, amazing, or incredible. when you get in, like a word with a lot of characters. And this, of course, it's given that it's a quiz, people want to really feel smart about themselves, and this is a sort of a little validation that you're giving the player. Then you get 3 stars animation, plus some coins when your word is the longest, and of course, the fantastic animation of the shark eating the contestant that it's falling in the water. So we've come to the end of the presentation with the most important slide of all, and it's why this game, what makes it so good. So first and foremost, I think that it has all the mm, all the checks on what we call the triumvirate of hyper casual ideas. It's innovative, it's satisfying, and it's simple and relatable. In terms of marketing, it's just amazing because quizzes are, as game genres, are really universal, and they have adapted it to these hyper casual concepts with a very simple core mechanic that is familiar to many. Like super famous games like Ruzzle, Scrabble, or even the fact that, for example, in the US, spelling competitions are a huge thing, and therefore perhaps that's why the majority of the downloads came from the US. Finally, I really think the fact that the competition is visually represented as a survival quest adds a lot of pathos and familiarity to the game. Last but not least, I want to spend a few words on why I think this game is so sticky. And I think that, for example, after a couple of levels where you win the tournament easily, it becomes difficult to come first place. And your competitors start to answer with super long and complicated answers to beat you, and at that point you're chasing the winner's high because you've won once and you want to win again, and you start this pursuit of satisfaction, and this is a really great hook for competitive players. Then there is the fact that there is this great ratio between risk and reward, because you always want to try longer words, even if you're not sure of the spelling, in order to get a higher tower. As I've said before, it's not easy to compare the stack's length, and this really drives you to answer with the longest possible answer that you can think of. So this is all on my side, Kevin. I hope you guys enjoyed the presentation. This is really a great game, and I can wait to play a couple of levels with you.
Me too. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. And I was super geeking out there. And I think what we'll do in a minute, we'll jump back to a couple of the slides because there's so much I want to take on this. And what's interesting, it doesn't immediately seem like the most exciting game ever, but
Yeah,
we know word games can become ridiculously popular. You just take Wordle or the last the last few months, right? That just like went
right.
absolutely viral and off the charts. And there was a question that just came in from Moonjump Games. And I think we should answer it straight away. Actually, it's like, at what stage does a game like this get localized, as in language files and stuff?
Well, this really depends, on many different factors. Uh, First and foremost, on the LTV that you're getting in the different geographies, because you want to localize when you really can get a lot more value, and you can bring a lot more value to the players that are playing the game. So it's not something that will happen all the time or will happen in all geographies. It will depend, and most importantly, of course, it will be prioritized on the geographies that bring you the most amount of players.
Yeah, that's right. And I think that's the perfect way of answering. If you're seeing you're getting an incredible amount of downloads from a particular country, I think a decision
Yep.
would be made to localize it for that country if it's not too difficult to do so. So the good thing is that the US is such a strong market. There's so many English speaking countries, or English is so widespread, a lot of it can transfer over. But yeah, it's a
Hmm.
great question there, Moonjump. I think that's
Absolutely,
a
it's
good
very
point.
very interesting. Also because this kind of game allows you to geolocalize even further, because you can geolocalize the questions, which to that particular nation or culture. And for example, I'm playing from the US store, and I'm getting a lot of questions that are related to US culture, like for example, name a team from the NFL, or the United States, from the United States, which are questions that perhaps someone that lives elsewhere wouldn't know how to answer.
Yeah, that's exactly right, and that's a great example because name an NFL team, and I'll be like,
Hmm.
maybe I might get some, but we in UK might name a soccer team or a football, the proper football team, right?
Yep, yep.
I think that's a great question, and it's definitely something that is done afterwards typically when you see the stats, as Yvan said. There's like, if it's going well in a particular location or geography, it would probably be done then, but every publisher will have a different take on that, I would say. um, so much to go through here. Um, it's actually, I did a quick Google because I was really curious when it was released, because I said to you before we
Yeah.
did this, we played this on Academy Live back in the day, and according to Google, today is the official 1 year anniversary. So on iOS. So
All right.
allegedly on iOS only, it was released 17th of June 2021, which I
All
thought was
right.
pretty unbelievable, right? Which
Then
I was
I
like,
stand corrected, because it's such a great thing that we are analyzing it on the
no, I
anniversary.
don't. I think you're right, because normally the Google Play version will come out before or something like that. I just read off Google, and I think we'll roll with that
Hmm.
anyway. But yeah, what's amazing about this game is it has been in. I want to say it's been a top 100 game for the 12 months it's been out. It's definitely been right up
For
there,
sure.
maybe top 50. I think it's dropped a little bit when I looked earlier. Um,
Hmm.
but it's such a great way to reboot a genre, in terms of taking a word game like guess the answer trivia game, word slash trivia, and just
Yeah.
displaying it in a hyper casual way and adding some hyper casual basics to it. And they've absolutely smashed it. And the studio behind this, Full Fat Games, they have been around forever. They had the whole Blocky franchise, multiple Apple features. One of the studios that was getting featured when we were building games, when we were being featured, and that's really why I know them. They did the original Agent Dash, which could be classed as like one of the very first auto runners, and they did one of my favorite games ever, which was Flippy Pancake, which is hilarious. But yeah, so I do know a little bit about Full Fat and their games, but it makes sense that they're a really accomplished studio that's built this, and I think it shows. What
There
I'd
you
love to
go.
do,
Absolutely.
yeah, what I'd love to do real quick is just to pick up. If could you possibly jump back to the bonus level screen, because I think there's a really good learning here, um, where we can see the bonus. That's it. Yeah, perfect. So why I wanted to
Hmm.
come back here, there's two things: the bonus level where you get to choose the category where you can stop it. So they're gamifying the whole bonus level category here,
Hmm.
which I think is super smart.
It
Um,
is,
and what I
because
really
it's
like about,
another moment of delight, for the player, where you give the player some sort of agency on the game and control. And I think this is very, very important in hyper casual game, where the player sees, performs an action, and then he sees the impact that his action has on the game. And therefore, instead of just giving every time a different category, you give the player the agency, and he's playing a mini game right away, and will try to get the category that he wants before jumping on the actual bonus level.
yeah, I think this is really great, and it's like these small touches that really sort of really catch my eye, so to speak, because I think it's so clever and so simple, and it's just like, oh,
Hmm.
why didn't I think of that? And it just got
Yes.
me as I was watching you present. Now I was just thinking, I wonder if anyone's considered putting this sort of idea inside a runner, because like every 5 levels, there's often a bonus level inside an auto runner or a typical hyper casual type game. It's not uncommon to get bonus levels. But what if they
Hmm.
did this where you had two different worlds where you could choose for your bonus level? So I think
It
my
would be
point
great.
is
Yeah.
really, it could be, you could take this idea and apply it to different game types as well. So I thought that was really cool. And the other thing is the actual bonus level itself. And I think this is super powerful because it sticks to the core gameplay. So you
Yeah.
immediately know how to play it, and
Hmm.
yet it's clearly a bonus level. So I think that's super successful for me, this bonus level. What do you think is what would be, I don't know how to word this. I'm going to jump back so you can see my face being painfully anguished of trying to phrase my question. Like, is there anything else you think you could improve on that that sort of format with the? We see this all the time with the gamification of the rewarded videos. It's got that kind of feel
Hmm.
to it. Is there anything else that you've seen, or any other ideas that you think could work in that situation?
You mean for the choice of the category?
Yeah, I mean, we've got the classic sort of spinny wheel type thing, but I
Hmm.
mean, I mean, all right, let me rephrase that completely. I think that you could adopt that for different genres of games and have that, and I think it'd be really neat. Do you think that is a good idea, or do you think it would be tricky to do?
No, I actually think it could work in some cases, and you name the runners, for example, and we are seeing a lot of runners where you get a great a great amount of content. For example, shoes evolution, the latest hit game from Homa. And for example, in that case, instead of starting, always with sneakers, you could have that type of mechanic in order to choose between different type of shoes. For example, elegant shoes, sneakers, sandals, and whatnot. And that could add another tiny layer to the game and another nice moment for the player.
Yeah, that's really cool. I know we're geeking out, and obviously we're talking about one of our games, but it's doing particularly well right now. But just imagine with that,
Yes.
you have a separate set of content with these like gold shoes or something, and you could add the
Hmm.
by completing a bonus level, you could add that sort of meta onto it as almost a
Hmm.
separate add-on. So not only do you collect the shoes playing the game, but if you reach a bonus level, you get to collect and fill up your shoe rack with the golden shoes. So with a little bit of
Exactly.
content, a little bit of content and some remapping of the materials and that, you could change your red shoes to gold, and all of a sudden your
Hmm.
bonus levels adds this whole new thing going on, right? So I think that's really
Absolutely.
powerful. I love the bonus level because it breaks up
Me
gameplay
too.
as well and stops the monotony. Have you seen at all? And I know this
Yes.
is kind of random, but do you think there's ever a sort of a good time to introduce a bonus level? It will depend per game, but do you reckon should it be every 5, every 10? What would you be suggesting, do you think?
But so, for example, in this case, I think it's very deeply connected with the game genre because we can see right away how the game is deeply inspired by a lot of TV quiz shows and whatnot. And of course, in these quiz shows, you always have a final contestant that gets to the end, and he gets to play for the big prize, right? And he's alone, and he plays a different game. So you can clearly see how it's inspired from the theme that of the game. To answer instead your more generic question, it will once again like really depend on the game, and I guess it will depend on data in the sense that it's true that we are in a creative industry, but we are also in a data driven industry, right? So we tend to really look at data to A/B test things in order to understand when it's the best moment or place to introduce a feature or, like in this case, a bonus level.
Yeah, that. I think that's a good answer, and I think for me, you're right because of this one. It's really integral to the actual game system or game design of it,
Yeah.
and I think it works so well, and I love it is kind of game showy. Is I never really thought of it like that, but you're right. But I was just taking that step further. I wonder if like if you got your runner game and you go and you actually finally get to reach that top. maybe that's a time when you could introduce a bonus level into your game. Think about
Hmm.
how you could. And what I really like about bonus levels, you can go a bit mad with them. You can think, oh, wouldn't it be cool if this everything turned black and you were upside down? You can play around with the bonus levels and have some fun with it
Yes.
and just go a bit bonkers, and it adds some spice to the game, right? The other thing that I found really interesting, I think if we could just jump back to, I think it was the next slide on from there. Let me just have a quick look. The camera and the design and art style. That was it. So you mentioned a bit, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't quite pick up on your point of what you were saying. You were saying something along the lines of you couldn't see how far, something to do with the colors, and you couldn't see what was happening. Maybe I misunderstood that. Perhaps you could reiterate
Yeah,
something for me.
absolutely. So basically, what happens in the game is that you can really understand how many more steps, let's say, in the tower, how many more blocks in the tower your competitor have. So, for example, if we look at the image on the left of the screen, and if you try to understand how many more blocks, oh sorry, how many, let's take this one for example. Yeah, it's no, this is not a good example. But anyway, what I wanted to say is that you cannot really understand how many more blocks your competitors have, because if you can say, okay, my competitor has just one block more than me, or like let's say 3 blocks more than me, you can try to play safe because you don't want to lose. And instead, in this case, we don't actually know how far behind or far ahead we are from our competition, and therefore we are incentivized to always try to find the longest answer possible.
Got it. Got it. That makes a lot more sense there. Yeah, I just kind of missed the point a little bit, and I just wanted to fully understand that. And I think that's a really good, just by the use of colors, it makes the game more easy to understand. And we
Hmm.
could, I think we honestly, I could geek about this all day long. I'm such a nerd on this game. But what I thought we'd do today, I'm going to put our hands in the trusty iPad that failed me last time, and I thought we'll fire it up today. So we are on airplane mode. Hopefully we can remain on airplane mode. There we go, full fat games. I've not loaded it up on it, so we're starting right at the beginning of the um, the install. I hope we can play it. Here we go. So
Good, good. So we can get some easy questions
hopefully,
and
so
win the tournament.
I'm going to be playing, so this is going to be quite painful. But we can see here we've got the opening screen, and just go through the onboarding real quick here. Um, we've got a no ads button, and we've got a shop, and we've got something that ends in 2 days. So, what's your take on the original on the GUI here, in terms of? I personally, and anyone, I bang on about this every week, but I won't get bored of saying it. I would
Yeah.
remove the no ads button here, and I'd remove the shop, and I'd remove that ends in 2 days thing as well. What's your feeling on having a shop here and having the no ads? Actually, I'm going to take that back, and I will let you talk in a minute. 1 second.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
we've actually started off with 100 coins, so
Yes.
we can see the 100 coins. So if I go into the shop and I can spend and buy something, then I will shut up. So I'm just going to go and have a quick look.
Let's see.
All right. So we can't actually spend that 100.
Maybe on the blocks.
I guess so. Purchase block is 400.
There you go.
Yeah. So this is my
So we
point.
use our money.
So this is here's the point I want to make here, and I'm interested in see if you agree as well. If they were to give us, I don't see why we can go into the shop when we can't spend anything at this point. And
Hmm.
not forgetting, I've never played this game before because I just downloaded it. So why am I going to turn off the ads? Why am I going to go into the shop to buy nothing that I can't afford, or watch a video for something that I don't even know what it is? I think it would be better here to get rid of these buttons from this screen and just get us to play the game. What do you think?
Right, right. You would like to jump right into the action.
Yeah. Because I
Makes
can't do
sense.
any
It's
I can't do anything with the shop because I can't buy anything, unless I watch 3 rewarded videos for a skin, but I don't even know how to play. And it's very unlikely I'm going to hit the no ads button here to turn off the ads when I've never played the game before. So I'm just curious to
Absolutely.
know.
I mean, you have a very valid point. On the other side, I think that in this case, like the UI, it's not very distracting, and we have the big play button that it's at the center of the screen. Hierarchically, it's at the highest level, and of course, someone who has just downloaded the game, he has a very high intent of playing it. You know, he's very interested, and he has demonstrated this by downloading the game. So if from one side I agree with you, we could be jumping right away into the action. On the other side, perhaps landing on the homepage where you will go back every time after every tournament. It just gets you a bit familiar with the game, and you have a moment, for yourself, where if you want to explore around, you can. If you're one of those players who really can't be bothered by ads, and he already knows that he wants to play the game without the ads, you can do it. And therefore, we go back to what we were saying before, of giving the player the agency, putting himself in control, and he is the one who takes the decisions, and you're not taking decisions for him.
Okay, I mean that's great. I mean that's a great argument. Like I said, this is not. It's just more of a personal peeve to me. I love the fact that you said that. It gives the player, if they want to know that they. But here's the thing, right? If they've never played the game before and they've just downloaded it, how are they going to know that they want to remove the ads?
Well, most of the times it will be someone who has already played other games. You know, so it's
Okay,
the no ads button. It's something with which I think every phone owner is familiar with.
sure.
So perhaps he's one of those players who plays, quite some games during the year. Perhaps he plays three, four, five different games throughout the year, and he already knows how things work, and he knows what he wants.
Okay, I don't buy it, but let's go. Let's move on. No, it's okay. It's just I'm always curious. Like I said, I want to be challenged on this because it's just a personal preference for me. But yeah, I kind of buy a little bit of that, but not really. I think the green button there could pulse a little bit to get to play a little bit more, just to pull you in. But let's jump in and let's see how badly I play this game. So nice camera work as it pulls out there. I like the
Yes,
fact. Oh,
beautiful.
hello, what's that? So, okay, so that was pretty cool, right? So, really nice
Hmm.
animation to start with. Really, the way the blocks lift up, all the players are there. It's very clear that we're in the middle because it's got our name in a different color. Very cool indeed. And for this stream only, we are going to invite you guys in that chat to play along with us. Now, you will win absolutely nothing. So, if you want to win nothing, do let us know and answer the name of a precious gem, diamond. But if you've got one, you have to spell it for me, obviously, because you're going to type it in that chat. But do play along, and we will play your answers today. There's no time limit on this, which I love actually. I think
Oh
it's really,
yes.
really chilled. That this is why one of the reasons, I'll be honest, is why I like games like this because I don't have
Hmm.
to. I can just really relax with it. What is up,
Yes, yes.
Jason? So we got a ruby from Jason, an emerald from Jilly. All
Look
right,
at
keep them
Jillian.
coming.
It's a
Keep them
good one,
coming.
Emerald.
Yeah, I'm going for diamond. That's more letters, I think. Oh no,
Yeah.
no, it's the same. All right, I'll let you off. All right. So who else in that chat? If you've never typed anything in our chat box today, please do so now. Sapphire for Jilly. What does Valentine think? Valentine's there. What are you going for? So Sapphire is the biggest one so far. Pretty good. Any more takers? We're going to count down.
Sapphire looks
Yeah, let's
nice.
go for it. So well done, Jules. You win absolutely nothing. If you look outside your door now, you will see there's absolutely nothing right there for you. All right, there we go. So really nice custom keyboard as well on this, which I really enjoy. I love the fact that they've not given you the standard Apple keyboard that we do see
Hmm.
some of them.
They're not
Um,
true. And this is a very nice moment of the game.
Yeah,
with the
with the
pirate ship coming in and bombarding the tower. This is actually, I think, the coolest RV of the game, and I love it because it's again very very coherent with the theme. You know, we are in this Caribbean setting, and that's where pirates are. And what better way to get an advantage on the other players than calling the pirates to bomb the towers of your opponents?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
and it speaks to a bigger game design issue here, really, because it's so integrated within that. It almost, it's way different than a little button popping up going, "Oh, do you want to shoot them or something?" It's really
Yes.
interactive and so integrated into the game. I love that. It makes a lot of sense, and um, the animations are just right for me on that. It went fast. It went through so fast. I half missed it, but I've seen it before, obviously. So in that chat, we need to name a planet in our solar system. Go, go, go. Again, you'll win absolutely nothing. But can we win this first round? That is the question. So, um, yeah, the fact that there's not a timer on this. Ryan is going for Mercury. What is up in that chat, Ryan? Good to see you here. Neptune for Panos. Let us see what we got. Jupiter for Jason. So I think Neptune is piping it here. Piping it? That is not a word. Is winning. Jupiters are coming in. What's the other one? There's no one going to do Uranus. Come on now. What's up with you people? It's Friday. And it is boiling hot here. It is like the hottest day in 50 years or something.
I
So
think you must go with Uranus.
I think, well, you
It
got,
might
come on
not
now.
be the longest, but
There's not many times, certainly on a live video, that you can talk about Uranus like that, is it even? So come on now. It would be a lost
exactly.
opportunity, let's face it.
Very very well put.
Yeah, and we still won. So the water is rising, really nice. So name a farmyard animal. Okay, that's a little bit more easier. Again, let us know in that chat if you are here. Come on, just type it in. It's dead easy. Break your duck in that chat. You'll never get an easier question. Name a farmyard animal. I just saw the skip button come up there, that RV button.
Hmm.
I think that's kind of neat as well because if you're completely stuck, I mean, I don't know why you would on level one, but um, it's kind of neat that that's up there, but it's kind of low key as well, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. To be
And it's
honest, I've
great.
never used that, uh, but I rather go always with the pirates one if I have to pick an RV. To be honest, and also adding the 5 blocks. You know, the game is all about getting higher, and so why not getting 5 blocks for free?
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning at this point they are greyed outs because we're on airplane mode, right? So they're greyed out, so we've got no internet connection. That's why they're greyed out. Well, I'm guessing that's why they're greyed out. All right, so what have we got? We have got a rooster from Ryan, a chicken from Moonjump, and Jason and Jill. Oh, it's got to be chicken, isn't it? I haven't got a better one. So let's go for chicken. So I reckon we're doing pretty well here. That was a 7, pretty nice. All right. So yeah, the water texture is really nice.
Okay, someone
Sheepdog.
is about to die. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks that way. So as Ivan rightly points out there, we've got I can't see the name of him, but oh
Moon
wow,
jump. Sheepdog is not a U.S. president.
no, that's a little bit late there. There's a bit of lag on the screen there, Moon Jump, but we're after a U.S. president, so it's got to be Eisenhower or Lincoln or someone like Eisenhower. Sounds long, but I don't know how to
Ooh,
spell it. Um,
Eisenhower. That's
or
the thing. Can
Washington.
you spell it right?
Oh no, I'm just gonna go for it. I win. It's got to be this, right? I am skills. Come on now. Smashed
Washington.
it.
Nice.
All right. So
10
yeah,
blocks.
we are completely caning it here. Now watch the animations here. Look at
There
that.
you go. There you
Real
go.
good
Whoop.
fun, isn't it?
Very nice.
Nice.
Very nice.
So round one survived, and 200 again. Yeah. So because the we've got no internet, the rewarded video there for 6:30, which is a times 3, is grayed out, which is
Yes.
fair enough.
And we're not greedy. 210 coins are more than
Right.
enough for us.
Yeah, exactly. So, name a phone brand. Come on, chat. We're going to play just a few more rounds of this today. We're going to get to that bonus level. So, what should we do? Let's just run through some of these. And let's try and get to bonus level. Yeah. Oh, that's smashing it. All right, let's go. All right. So when I get stuck, I'll ask everyone. Now, what's really cool about this? We have a key above our head. Oh god damn it! Why did it finish? So we got a key above our head there. So these are the keys that we pick up to get the traditional chess room, which is another bonus
Hmm.
system in the game. So
Yeah,
easily add in some extras in here. It's just they've kind of got all the stuffs, which is really smart. So
yes,
let's
yes.
carry on. And did we pick that key up? Yeah, so top left-hand corner, we got 1 out of 3 keys now, which is very nice. So name a school subject. I'm just going for it because I am on fire. Literally, it's so hot here. Um, we are smashing it. So really simple overall, but so effective and kind of good fun. And I like the
Oh yeah,
fact that the shark thing's hilarious, and the fact that these first few levels here are obviously clearly easy to get you into the game and make you feel smart.
absolutely.
Mathematics. Oh, now I
Yeah,
feel
that
dumb.
was a great one by Jill.
God
Yeah,
damn it, Jilly. Now I
mathematics.
feel stupid. Shut up. All right, so here we go. All right, I'm just going to do this one, and when I get stuck, let's go, because that's got to be the biggest one. So there's only 2 of us left. Another key we picked up, so 3 out of 3 keys. So this is pretty cool. So we should get our chess room now to unlock.
Oh, Ginger is gone as well.
Ginger ad's gone. There we go. So zoom in.
Good job, Kevin. Great job,
Nice.
chat.
Thank you very much. Yeah, well done, chat. Um, Mathematics. God damn it. All right. So we got the stats come up now. We've got our level progression bar there, which is really smart. I don't remember seeing that before. So indicating that we got 3 subsections till we get to a new environment. Always a powerful
Exactly.
game design element there. We don't see them that much these days. It was massive for the longest time, but such a
Hmm.
small amount of information is held within these level progression bars. Going from
True.
one level to another is amazing. All right, this is a good game to play even in English. Yeah, agreed, Giles. Yeah, it is. It's kind of fun. And now we've got a skin, which I wish they'd have given us for free, but they didn't.
Yeah.
But still, a nice little
Shame.
cowboy here. And here's our chess room. So anyone who's a regular academy member, you know what to do here. Let's see. Let's see if we've got anyone on that's regular of Academy Live. There's a few people on today. Come on, don't let me down, Team Academy. You can do it. So a really nice chess room here, and we know that we can win. Hey, well done, mate. Sarthak. Good man. So 159. Here we go. So we're going to choose boxes 1, 5, and 9. And we're going to see if they're going to give us the hat here and see whether or not we should. I want to see them giving us away the best prize here. Well done, Jason. Well done,
Yes.
Jules. All right, so 1, 5, and 9. Abo. So we didn't get the hat, which I always think they should really give away the first time around for me. And then the next chess room we have to watch the videos to win it. But there we go. We
Yes.
got some
That
money.
seems a nice strategy.
All
Okay, finally,
right.
bonus level.
So here we go. All right.
So
So
what
those
category do you
things.
want?
Yeah, exactly. Let's see if anyone's got a category they want. If you choose science, I'm going to turn the stream off because I'm
Yeah,
rubbish at that.
we will test Kevin's
No, no. Oh yeah, go on
reflexes.
then. Let's do it then. You pick me a subject and we'll do this, and then we'll start winding things down here because I am food for Jilly. All right. So anyone gonna stitch me up here? Food's good. Oh, I can do food. Not a problem.
Yeah. Okay, let's try to get food.
Oh, plus the fact that I've got to actually, I've got to stop it to win it. Let
Oh
alone
yeah, of
answer the
course.
question. Where is it? It's right at the end there, the pizza. All right, there we go. All right.
Ah, look at you.
Pro
You
player.
can tell you're an experienced
I'm a gamer.
casual
I'm a
player.
gamer. You know it. All right, so we got the play for 100, which is nice. And let's have a look here. So really nice. I love this bonus thing. I think it's so good. So once again, we're using the same mechanic but in a different environment, and it's very obvious that we got to elevate up to get to the top. So come on,
Yes,
help me out, chat, for food. Name a fruit or a vegetable. I want to say pomegranate, but I don't know how to spell it.
that's a difficult one.
Yeah. So help me out in that chat. Asparagus. I'm going with that. Well done, Sarthak.
Nice.
I can probably manage that. I'm actually cheating because I'm looking at the
Aubergine.
chat. But I do know it's a cauliflower. God damn it, that was a good one as well. I reckon this works. Asparagus. That's it. There we go. 9. That's pretty good. So kudos to that. All right. Oh, we get the same. Oh, we keep going, do we? All right, let's keep them
Yes,
going
yes,
then.
yes. You can type them all now.
All right, yeah, keep them coming in the chat then, because I am big brain super smart right here. I am not cheating at all. Very nice. We have cauliflower. Let's go. Cauliflower. I think 11. That's the best one so far, I think. Someone type in pomegranate in that chat so I can copy it.
There you go. You just have to ask, and the chat will answer.
There we go. Well done, Jules. Didn't let me down. If this is spelt wrong, you're so in trouble. It's unbelievable. All right, so that's another 11. All right, very good. We smashed it. Very cool. So the simple bonus game that just tweaks the main, didn't really tweak the main mechanic, really.
No,
I
no,
thought we
no.
were at the
It's
top there. We got one more to go,
but it
but that's a
feels
good.
very different.
It does, and it feels special. And I think it's really important the fact that we had the chooser as well, because now we're really invested in it. Because it's
Yes.
our skill. It's been our skill to choose the one we want, and I think it's so successful. And listen, like we
Hmm.
said before, this game has been in the top one. I want to say top 50. I'm going to say top 50 for the last 12 months almost. It has been right. It's been almost top 25 for the longest time.
Hmm.
It's made a gazillion billion pounds this game, I'm telling you. So we need one more. So I'm just going to type in orange to get us to the top here. And then we're going to go and start to wrap things up. But I highly recommend downloading this one, playing around with it, because it's got all the things that we're looking for when we're talking about hyper casual.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the game design elements. And
And we've won the new
all
character.
right, we actually get something free. Oh my god.
Well,
I am
free. We've earned it. Come on.
But normally this would be hidden behind a rewarded video. We do all that work and they say, "Oh,
True.
claim it for a video," and
Hmm.
unbelievable. So yes, we are going to equip it. Such a great feel good game. Yeah, I agree. I agree. All right. So we won a ton of stuff there. I think that's gonna. Oh, it's taking us to the shop. Okay. All right, I think we're going to wrap it up there actually, because that's given you a really good sort of idea of text or die. I hope you enjoyed that. Even thanks so much for sharing all your knowledge with us. Like I said, I was slightly geeking out a little bit too much today because I really think they got some powerful game design systems in that game. I think they do a lot right. What would you? Is there any other word games that looking at this one you think, oh, something else could be, a free idea that you may have about another word sort of game that you might think.
I wish I had Kevin because I would have tried one. It's I really love this one. I played it so much, and but it's not easy, you know. And I think it's great. That's a great question, and we really wrap up in the best way by closing the circle and going back to where we started. And you can really see the hard work that it's behind this game. It's so well thought, so many little small details, and everything goes in the direction to contribute to a great and fun and relaxed experience. And it's simply a very, very nicely executed hyper casual game.
Couldn't agree more. Perfect. Would love to play a real multiplayer version of Text or Die. That's kind of an interesting, like, so instead of the fake multiplayer,
Right.
like a real, words with friends type actual multiplayer with a server and
Mm.
everything. That could be quite good. I guess yeah, that would work. It should work pretty well, shouldn't it? And Ryan says it was neat that we were able to help you out on the stream for this one. Yeah, it was, Ryan. Thank you very
Yes.
much. I appreciate that. I didn't get any random trip ups there either, which normally happens when I ask. Someone say something stupid and I'll type it in and get it wrong. But yeah, with all that said and done, we're going to wrap up today because it's so hot here and we've done a good hour. And I want to thank everyone who's joined us on the live streams over the course of this Jan. There's plenty more coming from us inside Home Academy. So be sure to check out both YouTube channels coming up. Check your inboxes. We'll be sending emails out. So thanks to everyone who's interacted with us in the chat, and especially all the publishing managers and everyone at home, and even you today for what has landed on one of my favorite games ever. I really appreciate you coming on,
No,
and thanks
thanks
for
to you,
spending the
Kevin.
time with us.
Thanks to you really for the great job you have been doing with this HomaJam streams. They all have been, I think, a great source of learning for everyone that is following live, and the majority of the people that are instead looking at them on Home Academy. It's such a great thing you're building step by step. So I wish you the best of luck for that, and let's do this again soon.
Yeah, I would look forward to it, and thank you so much for all those kind words. It's really good to hear. And yeah, we've got some amazing things coming. The Homa Lab platform, which includes the academy, is gonna absolutely rock this year. We've got some free tools. We've got basically a full blown sensor tower, all for free inside Homa Lab, coming your way. So we highly recommend. For that alone, it's worth coming and working with us. So many
Absolutely.
great things. And yeah, once again, thank you everybody in that chat, especially for your answers today. That was cool. But with all that said and done, that's going to wrap it up for us. Have a good weekend. See you later, everybody. Take care, and we'll see you again soon.
Goodbye. Thank you.